Hello all and welcome to CloudML. So in this video, we will discuss a case study regarding the pizza store's sales. So this is the problem statement and the recommended analysis, the motivation for which has been taken from Maven Analytics. So let us read the problem statement. The problem statement says that a year's worth of sales from a pizza store means a sales for the entire year from a pizza store, including the date and time of each order and the pizza served, with additional details on the type, size, quantity, price, and ingredient, has been given in the form of CSV files. And these are the recommended analysis. So before going to the recommended analysis, let us understand what is the data set we have got. So this is a data set. So we have a data dictionaries, and apart from the data dictionary, we have 4 different types of CSV file. Okay, so let us open the first file, which is called the order details. So when I'm opening this file, so I have got the index, that is order details ID. This is the index, and this is the order ID, and the pizza ID with the quantity. So you have to understand the particular data set properly. So here I have already seen this data set. So I can say that the order details ID is the index ID here, because it is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is iterating by 1. This is the order ID. And here you can see that for the order ID of 1, the pizza ID is Hawaiian M. M means medium. And the quantity is taken is 1. Similarly, for the order ID of 2, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pizzas, which is classic deluxe medium, 5 cheese large, Ital super large, Mexicana M, which is medium, and Thai chicken large with 1 quantity. So one relationship you can understand is that the order ID means the order ID is representing different types of pizza ID. Means suppose I can have 2 people or 3 people here, and they can take like 4 to 5 pizzas. So here you can have, suppose I have order ID of 2, but I have the pizza ID is equal to 5. And here the quantity can also vary. So if you go down, you will see that there are few cases where even in the order ID, suppose this is the order ID of 12,812. This is the order ID. Here you can see the quantities taken is 2. However, these cases are fairly very rare or very less. But yes, you can say, you can just imagine that suppose a family of 4 is going to eat a pizza. So a particular order number or order ID will be representing the entire 4 people there. And those 4 people can have 4 different pizzas, or two different pizzas of 2 quantities each. So this is how you have to understand this data set. Apart from this, we have orders. So when I'll select the orders sheet, here you can see that the order ID is here along with the date and time. So the first order was placed at 11:38 a.m. and 36 seconds on 1st January 2015. Similarly, you can see that the second order has been punched on 11:57 a.m., which is again on the 1st of January. So this is how the order ID, date and time has been given. So you can understand that order ID is the basis of relationship between the order details and orders here. Now let us see the third CSV file, which is called pizza types. So when I open it, so again I can see that you have a pizza type, which is barbecue chicken, Cali chicken, and the name, this is the name, the California chicken pizza, The category is chicken, classic, supreme. This is the category. This is the ingredients. Okay. We have a pizza type ID. So this is a fairly simple data set to study about. So you have a pizza type, you have the name, you have the category, and you have the ingredients. Okay. Fair enough. So let us understand about the pizza's data set here. So here you can see you have a pizza ID here, and you have a pizza type ID, then you have a size and price. These prices are in dollars. So you can see that pizza ID and the orders. So if you see the order details, so here you can see that pizza ID is there. So you can relate the order details with the pizzas. And pizzas also has the pizza type ID, which you can relate with pizza type here. So you can form a relation, and then with that data model, we can proceed our analysis. Now, going back to the problem statement. So the recommended analysis is how many customers do we have each day? Are there any peak hours? This is our first question. So there are various ways to analyze this. Okay. So you can use SQL to do that. You can use Power BI, you can use Python, you can use Tableau. However, I will use Tableau so that you can understand how we can do exploratory data analysis in Tableau. Or I can say a data set analysis in Tableau. So I will use Tableau for public for this. I have already opened it up. Now what I will do, I will import these all data sets. So I will click on the text file because I have the CSV files here. And first I will select, for example, orders. Once I import this, I get all the files, all the CSVs in my folder. So as I have said, I can relate orders with the order details CSV. So once you use this pane here, you can see that the order details CSV has been joined or related. And here you can actually see that this is the order ID and this is the order ID. So both have the order ID and it is being related like this. Similarly, as I have said, the order details can be related with the pizzas dataset. So here what I will do, I will relate it, and on what ID it will get related? It will get related on pizzas ID. Similarly, pizza dataset can be easily related with pizza's type ID here. So this is done. So this is how the relation will build up. This is the relation, and the pizza types will get related on pizza type ID as we have seen in our dataset. So you can pause this video, study the dataset thoroughly, and you can see how I have related this proper and this datasets and made a proper dataset model. So I guess this is fairly simple to analyze, guys. After this, we can go to our sheet number 1. Now, I am on my sheet number 1. I have related all my 4 data sets all together. Now it's time to understand how we can give or how we can analyze the store sales and give some beneficial analytical theories which can improve the operational efficiency as well as the sales for this. So the first question is, how many customers do we have each day? So let us understand this. How many customers do we have each day? Okay, so Guys, do you find any kind of customers column in the entire 4 data sets? You can see here, you definitely not find any column with a customer's data set. So we have to use an assumption. What can be the assumption? One assumption can be, here if I can write, one assumption can be the number of order ID, number, or I would say the count of order ID can be equal to customers, number of customers, or I would say count of customers. Or the second choice what I have is I can choose quantity, or I would say sum of entire quantity is equal to count of customer. Now let me tell you about why I have written this. So when I say that I have two options, so I have the order IDs here. So order IDs will contain the different pizzas. Suppose I have an order ID of 2. Suppose I have the order ID of 2 and I have 5 pizzas here. The quantity is 5. So in this case, the order ID, the sum of order ID or the count of order ID and the sum of quantities are the same. But suppose in some case, if you have certain pizza as the quantity of 2. So in this case, even though the distinct count of pizzas will be 5, but the quantity will exceed the quantity, the sum of quantity. It will come to be 6, 7, 8 for whatever pizza's quantity has been increased. Okay. So I will assume that one person has one pizza. So my basic assumption is I will delete both of this. What I will assume? I will assume that one person eats one pizza, because pizzas are typically a wholesome food, and in general, on an average, by the experience and or by the places which you see people eating pizzas and all, we can assume that one person has one pizza and according to this assumption. So I'm not telling that this will be the accurate persons or customers each day which I will get, but it will be closer to what a person has. So suppose a person 100 persons visits the stores in one particular day, my value or my customers which I will find out from this assumption can exceed like 102 or 105, but it will be close enough. So I will stick to this assumption and I will find the number of customers each day. So for that, what I will do, I will drag this date to columns here. And I will select on this drop down on year and select day. This is the day. So this is the dimension. Now what I will do, I will drag the quantity to rows. So once I do that and I select the entire view for this, so I can see that these are the number of pizzas which has been sold on each particular day. But this is the average day for a particular year. You can see that you have 31 days here. So what this figure is telling me, that on each particular day, suppose the 1st of January 2015, then 1st of February 2015, 1st of March 2015, similarly all the days, the first day of all the month, 12 months have been averaged out, and similarly it has with the averages like 1811. This is what actually it is being shown. So I can say that this is the average number of customers which are coming on the shop, on the or the pizza stores per day. So here we can say that the average number of customers for the day number 1 is 1811, for the day number 2 is 1656. But once we read the questions, it says that how many customers do we have each day. So if somebody wants to get one answer or one figure, so you have to average out all these values, and you can say that this is the average count of customers who is coming each day. So what I can do here is I can go to the analytics pane and I can write the average line here. So you can add an average line here in this particular case. You can see here. So I have got the average line, and the average line says that I have approximately 1599, or I would say 1600 customers visiting the pizza store each particular day. So this concludes my first question, so first analysis, that how many customers do we have each day. So I can say that 1600 customers are actually visiting each day to the store approximately, and I have chosen quantity over order ID because I am assuming that one person eats one pizza. Therefore, I had assumed the quantity, the sum of quantity over the order ID. Though both of these will be same, like equivalent, but still I chose sum of quantity here. Now, the second question says that are there any peak hours? So this is the first analysis what I have got. I have got number of customers coming each day. Now I would like to understand, do we have any peak hours, and on that peak hours what is the count of customers coming? So guys, you have to understand, we are doing this analysis for some kind of business intelligence, or I would say that to understand the operational excellence and to enhance the sales, we are doing this. So all these things will make sense once we write the for action steps to improve the operational efficiency as well as the sales for the pizza store at that. But for now, let us stick to the questions what we have. So I would say that when they are asking what are the peak hours, so for this you have the time here. You can simply drag the time to columns, and what you can do, you can have the sum of quantities into rows, and then you can hit the text button here, so you can see that this is the peak hours. Again, I would say the peak hour, the timing of the store starts from 9 a.m. till 11 p.m. So, and in this whole time period, the 12 noon, I would say, has the maximum quantity or maximum customers visiting him. This is the maximum. And again, this is the average out across all the days. So for that, what I can do to make you further understand this, I can drag this date to rows, and I can change this to day. So once I do that, you can see the first day, this is the peak hour, which is 12. This is the second day. Again, this is the peak hour, 12. This is the third day, which is the peak hour. Again, so these all has been averaged out, and when I remove this, I get one particular time, that is 12. So on 12 o'clock, I get the peak customers. So here in this case, this sum is for the entire 12 months, I would say. So the text won't be useful here. But if you want what is the influx of the customers on 12 p.m. or 12 noon each day, so what I showed you, you can drag the date to rows, and then you can select day aggregation, and you can get them. The first day, 268 customers are there. In the second day, you have 307 customers here. So by this way, you can find out, you can figure out actually. So that's it. The timing is correct, like 12 noon, you expect to get the highest peak customers here. Okay, so this answers my second question. Now coming back to the second question here, that how many pizzas are typically in an order. How many pizzas are typically in an order? So as I have said, that an order will have different uh, quantities of pizzas. In this case, what it is asking in plain English is, in an order ID, how many distinct count of pizza ID are present? So you can simply, what you can do is, you can drag the order ID to columns. You can select add all members here, and then you can simply select the pizza ID here, and you can change the attribute to measure from dimension, and you can use count distinct here. Once I do that and I switch on the text button here, so you can see here that the first order has the one pizza, second order has 5 distinct pizza. So you can actually sort it from lowest to highest here in this case, or I could say highest to lowest. This is it. And again, if somebody asks that what is the average, how many pizzas, distinct pizza can you expect on an average for a particular order ID? So what you can do, you can simply go to analytics pane here. You can drag the average line here and select the table. So this is the average line, and it says that it is approximately 2.27, or I would say that nearly 2 pizzas on an average you tend to get on each order. Also guys, you can verify this average line by calculating the total counts of pizza ID and order ID, and you can divide them. So to to actually reconcile our calculation for the sheet 3, this average line which is coming to be 2.27, we can go to sheet number 4. What I could do is, I could drag the pizza ID to columns and the order ID to rows like we did it in the last sheet. The one thing which we will change here is, what I will do, I will I will change the pizza ID, which is a dimension, to a measure with an aggregation of count. Similarly, what I will do is, I will change the dimension of order ID to measure, and I will use the count aggregation here. Once you have that, you can check here that the count of order ID is 21,350 and total count of pizza ID is 48,620. So when you divide 48,620 divided by 21,350, you can check if you want. The answer, it will come as 2.27, which is our average line here. Now, one important question you might be thinking is, here I have done the count distinct of pizza ID, and here I have taken both as simple count. This is what I have done, because in sheet 3 you have an order ID which is a dimension, and the pizza ID will be segregated in terms of each order ID. So we need distinct order IDs, distinct pizza IDs against a one order ID. That is why I have done count distinct here. However, in sheet number 4, I just need the count, total count of the pizza ID and total count of the order ID, because I just need the average. That's it. Here I am using, in sheet number 3, I am using the dimension order ID, and what I'm doing, I'm segregating the pizza ID as per the order ID. That is why I have used count distinct here. So anyways, this actually, I have just shown you this calculation this way, just because if you want to use analytics pane and use the average line, in case you would have some query or doubt, you can actually check it from reconcile your calculations like this. But anyways, I'm just clearing the sheet here. Now coming to the second question, second part, that we have answered how many pizzas are typically in an order, which is 2.27. Now we want to answer, do we have any best sellers? Okay, so we need some best sellers here. Obviously there would be a lot of best sellers. Let us check how many of them are there. So for that, what I will do, I will drag the pizza IDs to columns and quantity. I won't drag order ID here, because actually even you can drag order ID, but then quantity will be a better level of control, I would say, level of detail here in this case, because an order ID will contain different quantities and the quantities will be higher in this case. So what I have done is I have dragged the quantity to the rows, and I am keeping the default aggregation of sum here, and I'm sorting it from I'm sorting it to the descending order here, and I'm just highlighting the text button. So here you can see that the Thai chicken large has been sold up 1914 numbers. This have been sold 1410 numbers, 4 cheese large. So here you can get the best sellers howsoever you want. Now if you want to have, suppose, the best sellers, I would actually say that you can take the top 10 one, that you can actually use the top 10 filter to actually get the top 10 best sellers. If somebody asks you what are the top 10 best sellers, so you can do that actually. Also, one more important thing, since these are the values and you want to understand how much percentage this Thai chicken large pizza would comprise of total quantity, so what you can do is you can simply select this drop down here. You can go to quick table calculation, and you can select the percent of total. So once I do that, so you can see that the Thai chicken large is constituting nearly 4% of the entire quantity, and it goes on. And after this, what is this, South W chicken medium, this is 1.077. After this, every pizza is of the 0. some percent order. So what I will do, I will just select this, drag this pizza ID to filters. So I have got a pop-up which says that I can use the general, I can actually choose whatever pizza I want from here. I can choose from wildcard or condition or top. What I will do, I will choose the top by field, and I'll keep the 10 here. So once I do that and I'll apply this, I got actually top 10 pizzas here. And in this case, this percentage will change here. And I had just said that you can choose this percentage to analyze how much of the total percentage that pizza would account.
But here in this case, it would change because you're changing the total number of pizza here. For that, you can use LODs, but I won't be using here for now because my idea is to just keep the best seller here. So what I will do, I'll just clear the table calculations, and these are my top 10 best sellers, I would say, which is here in the screens for you. Okay, guys. So once I have got the answer for the second questions, it is, let us dive it into the third question. What does the third question say? How much money did we make this year? Okay, so let us check that. How much money did we make this year? So for that, you would recall that we have a column which is called price, but that price is for the per pizza, and also we have the quantity. So what I can do, I can simply select on this drop down here, go to create calculated field, and I can rename this calculated field as uh, total sales. And what I will do, I'll simply type quantity multiplied by price. You can see the calculation is valid. Applying this and selecting OK, I get a column total sales. So how much total sales did we make this year? So for that, what you can do is you can simply drag this sum of total sales to columns or rows, and you can highlight the text. So what you get, the total sales is 8,17,860 dollars we made this particular year in 2015. Now the second part of the question says that, can we identify any seasonality in sales? So let us check if we can find out any seasonality or not. So just putting this sum of total sales to rows and dragging date to columns, changing the aggregation from year to month, I get this particular graph or this particular line chart, which says that for January 2015, the total sales generated was $69,793. Then in February, it decreased to $65,160. Then again in March, it increased to $70,397. So you can see there is a certain seasonality here. You can see it for 1 month it is large, the other month it is low, then again it is large, again it is low. So this is the pattern which actually goes on till, I would say, July to August. Then there is slight further dip from August to September, and then it got neutral, and then again it started following the same cycle. So I would say yes, there is a certain seasonality, of course. And this seasonality, how we can test we can test it through the patterns, through the there are a lot of other ways. When you will deal with machine learning, you will have a different ways to understand whether we have a seasonality or not. But on an overall higher perspective, or I would say a bird eye view, you can say that this particular sales has some seasonality component associated with it. So this is the line chart which would actually give you the idea that yes, we have what is the total amount of sales and what is the sales per month, and whether we are having some seasonality component or not. So I guess we have answered question number 3 as well. Now the fourth question is somewhat more associated with taking the business decisions. So till now, till question number 3, we have got some some analysis part about the pizza sales data set, that this is the sum of the quantity, what is the average number of customers coming on in each day, and all these things. So let us rename the sheets first. So what was the first question? How many customers do we have each day? So I can simply write customers per day. Then what was sheet number 2? We had, are there any peak hours? So we are just analyzing the peak hours here. So I can simply rename this as peak hours. Sheet 3 says about how many pizzas typically in order. So pizzas per order. Sheet number 4 would say best sellers. Sheet number 5 would say total sales. So we have got all this particular sheets here. Now we would want to analyze one particular thing out of all this analysis, that are there any pizzas we should take off the menu, or we could have any promotions which we could leverage. So this is a kind of a very subjective question, which will obviously depend from the analyst point of view. It will change. I will analyze some other aspects, you may analyze some other aspects. So I would use a fairly general framework here to understand whether we can leave some pizzas out of the menu, or we can use anything to promote it. So to start with it, let us see what is the total. This is the what is the total sales by the categories first. So what is this category about? So this category is about chicken, classic, super, and veg, supreme, and veggie. So let us choose total sales here. In the sort it into the descending order and open the text, switch on the text. So you get 220.53, which is like $220,000 for the classic ones, 208,000 for the supreme ones, 195,000 for the chicken one, and 193 for the veggie one. So I think these all are fairly good, but yes, we have to take some due action to increase the sales of chicken and veggie. So let us understand what is the quantity of the of these categories which are sold. This is for the sales. Now let us drag the quantity parallelly to rows. So here you can see the quantities. So highest quantities obviously has been sold to classic here. See, the classic burger has been sold 14,888 numbers. So this is the highest quantity of burger which has been sold. But here you can see that veggie, though the volume of veggie is bit higher, like 500 to 600. So actually 600 burgers has been sold higher than the chicken burgers. So, but still the pricing is bit less here. So what can be my business decision could be, I can actually do some campaigns or give some promotion or some discounts, like buy two get one free, something like this, so that the quantity of chicken burgers which has been sold can increase. Now let us rename this as category analysis. So this, we have analyzed this for the category. Now let us analyze for the sizes. So we have also got the size column with us. So this is the size column in pizzas dataset. So we can drag size to the columns, and again the total sales to rows, and changing the view from standard to entire, and switching on the text, we can see that the least amount of pizza which has been sold is from triple XL, followed by XL. Now again we can analyze the quantities also. So we can take the quantities and put it to the rows here, and you can see XL and double XL pizzas have been sold least. Like these are in the range of thousands with the large, medium, and small. But XL and triple XL pizzas are actually performing too low. These both have got a lot of issues in it. So you can choose either to remove this triple XL pizza and maybe use some promotion for XL to increase the quantity and sales, or else you can also remove both of these. The choice or the call is for you. But as a owner, what I would suggest, just leave this triple XL out of the menu and try for some months, uh, use some promotions for the XL pizzas and see if the performance increases. And obviously, as per the category level, we have to use some promotions for the chicken and veggie pizza as well. So this tab will gives me the based size based analysis. So this is how you would analyze based on the category and size as well. You can change the color and all. Yes, you can do that. So that, sorry, I can leave that up to you. You can use different types of colors here to change these two values. So the cosmetics part, I won't actually work on it, but yes, you can do all these things. And also you can try to make a lollipop chart out of it. Like you can use the dual axis and make a lollipop chart, but then I'll just leave it like this only because it is giving me better analysis. I don't want to mix both of these. So now the third thing which you can understand is what would I understand by the order ID, by dragging this order ID to the columns and pizza ID to the rows, and making the pizza ID changing from dimension to measure with count, sorting it. So this is the same analysis which I'm doing for the pizzas per order. But why I'm making it again, why I'm making this visualization again is, so there are few orders which are highest. Like you see this order number, these two orders number has like the count of pizza ID is 21. Then these have count of pizza ID to be 15. So one important thing which you can understand from here is, can we group certain customers based on the highest pizzas taken from the pizza store and make some promotional uh, events or promotional or we can give some more discounts to them, so we can increase their sales further, because these customers who have taken like 21 pizzas per order, 15 pizzas or 14 pizzas per order, these customers are a large, or I would say the maximum profitable customers which we have. So we can use this for a customer level analysis. But this is a bit haphazard visualization for that, because I cannot actually I will have to actually count that how many customers which has taken 14 orders per order, 15 orders, 15 pizzas per order. So for that, I will use I will use the LOD, fixed LOD concept. And what I will do is I will actually count the how many pizzas are taken, like which how 14 pizzas has been taken by how many order numbers, order IDs. So for that, what I will do is I will simply click on this drop down, create a calculated field, and what I will do here is I will rename this as number of pizza per order. Here what I will do, I will use a fixed LOD. So I will use fixed, then I will use order ID because I want to fix the order ID, column, and what I will do, I will use the count distinct for, or I would say, yeah, count distinct for pizza ID in this case. And I will close the square this curly parenthesis here. The calculations are valid. I'll apply the changes and put it to OK. Now I will clear this up. Sorry, I'll clear this up. Now what I will do, I'll put it here and the columns, and similarly I'll drag this to rows as well. And what I will do is I'll change this to, I'll change this aggregation from sum to count. And I will change it to dimension here. So you can see the number of pizza, and I can also change this to bar here, switching on the text. So you can see that 8,201 order IDs has placed one pizza in from their order. So 8,201 order IDs will have one pizza per order. These many order IDs, 6,196 order IDs, will have two pizzas in an order. There are two order numbers with 21 pizza IDs, 7 numbers 15 pizza ID, 38 with 14. So my promotions will be for these all customers here who are taking 5 or more than 5 pizzas per order. These are handful of customers, I would say, and I can make certain promotional events for these guys so that they can actually leverage out much more pizza, or they can actually buy a lot more pizzas from my stores. So this here from 5, 6, the 144 order numbers have 5 pizzas associated with it. And if we want to know that which are these 144 order numbers who have taken the 5 pizzas here, or I would say which are these two customers or order IDs which has taken 21 pizzas from here. So we can do is go to pizza per order sheet and see this order number. So the order ID is 18845 and this order ID is 10760. So these two orders have taken the 21 pizza. So we can get the names and detail when these guys will come to the restaurants. We already would have taken the credentials. We can call them, we can SMS them, we can give them a lot more exciting deals so that they can actually buy our pizzas. So here I could say I can rename this sheet as top customers because my agenda here is to target the customer sales. So this with this I conclude my analysis for the pizza sales. Now what we can do is we can create the story out of it, and we can also make some dashboard out of it. Whatever you would feel necessary, you can do. I would leave this cosmetics part on new audience. You can choose whatever way you want to analyze. Preferably when I'm in the organizational point of view, or I'm presenting it to my higher management, I would take the help of stories. It gives me the much more proper communications of my idea. Like suppose I'll drag this customer average customers per day. So I can write here that from the analysis we can find that the average of 1656 customers are coming to the store each day. You can use this and you can drag this here. From the analysis, we can find that the average of 1656 customers are coming to the store each day. It is like, a good way to present to the higher management here. So here you can quickly make the presentations. You can go to the size also. If you want to increase the size of the pane, you can increase the size to say automatic here, which will give you the entire screen to work with. Then you can change the story from this blank things here. So this is my first story. I can increase or I can write furthermore if I have to write more to make the management understand about my idea. I can use the second sheet here, and what I can write here is from this analysis, or I would simply write that 12 noon is the time when the maximum customer influx is seen. This is the observation from this sheet. Now you can use pizza per order here. So average of 2 pizzas are taken per order. Similarly, you can again change this. You can again start another story with the best sellers. You can drag it here and you can say top 10 best sellers by volume. So guys, you can use the stories and you can write all the observations which you have found out, and you can also use various other techniques of like using a parameter and all, so that it could be much more proper. So these are all the cosmetics parts which I would leave upon you, but my basic agenda for this video was to tell you how you can do the analysis. These are the stories, this is how you will read, and this is how you will change the stories to the management. Here top 10 bestsellers by volume. One more analysis you can do, top 10 bestsellers by total number of sales here. Then you can increase the story points and you can start building up the story and start presenting to the management. So because I want the video to stretch further, I would leave the dashboarding part and the making of story part to the audience, and it will be fun if you could share us your work as well, and we could also get certain different ideas to work upon. So I guess you have liked this video, guys, and if you have liked it, please go like, share and subscribe our channel and share with the others. Thank you.